Little Christmas Eve action for you tonight as the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl kicks off at 7 o'clock Central. The Hawaii Rainbows back in their 10th Hawaii Bowl appearance in school history, their first bowl appearance since 2019. Cal right back in the bowl game, but with a new interim head coach in Nick Rolovich as they start to begin right after this game, the Tosh Lupoi era. Can JKS finish off his freshman year on the right track? Do we expect fireworks to show out instead of rainbows in Hawaii? These are my previews and predictions for the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors taking on the Cal Golden Bears. Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Southern Sports Scene. I am your host, as always, Lucas Hill. I do apologize ahead of time for the lack of bowl game previews that we've had recently. I know I said that we would preview every single bowl game, but external circumstances have prevented that. Does not matter, guys. We're going to preview as many bowl games as we can. This is an interesting one today, guys. But before we get into it, make sure you guys go ahead and click the like, hit the share button. Make sure you subscribe as well to get notified when you get all of these notifications that remind you, hey, man, we're live. We got some shorts. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, want to thank our good friends over at FrostBuddy. Going over to frostbuddy.com, use our promo code SSS15 to get yourself 15% off of all things coffee mugs, tumblers, drinks. Guys, we know that Christmas Day is obviously tomorrow, but why not get a late Christmas gift? Wouldn't hurt to do that either. Code SSS15 to get yourself 15% off on your purses. Also, I want to thank our friends over at Chike Nutrition, the best coffee available. 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, 1 gram of sugar, 1 gram of carbs. Why not start your fitness journey off right for the new year? 2026 is just around the corner, so why not get it started with Chike Nutrition? Okay. Jaron Keawe Sagapolutele, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrect. Coming off of a pretty stellar freshman year, he's back in Cal once again, coming off of a fairly solid year this year. Let's see what he looks like with a different personnel, man. And I know that that's saying something, knowing that he didn't have a whole lot of a great offensive line during his first year. But I tell you what, man, in big-time games, he's shown out. Last two, in fact, he's shown out against Louisville and against SMU. Louisville comes up clutch when it matters most. Helps lead that team to a massive victory over a top 15 Louisville. They're 2-1 against top 15 opponent or top 25 opponents this year. And in those three matchups, he's had 6 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. And 2 of those interceptions came in that first game against Virginia. And I'll tell you what, if he doesn't have those 2 picks, we're looking at Cal possibly as an 8-win team this year. Already. Possibly going for 9. Maybe even 10. Just depends on what would have happened if they'd have won in double overtime against Virginia Tech. But that's not the main thing that we're talking about tonight, guys. Is Brian Harsin going to be back next year? That is going to be the question. I don't think it'll happen. But I don't know if he's going to continue to be here after 2025. I don't know what Tosh Lupoi is going to bring in as a whole. I would like to see him remain. I thought he did fairly well helping elevate Jaron's game as a pocket-type passer. Did a really good job of that. But you obviously have some growing pains as well. You have to be able to adjust with a guy like that. And it can be tough. You know, he's not going to be mobile. I think Harsin was the right fit for him. But because of the firing of a guy like Wilcox, will he remain on staff? That's going to be the question that a lot of people are going to have answered. I'm sorry, I don't really follow Cal football as much. But, again, I would like to see him still at Cal. That's my expectation. And I know that there's been a lot of people that have said, oh, well, he hasn't been meshing well with a lot of people. Oh, he's not been doing this. How? Jaron's performing phenomenal. So, from my understanding, it could be an internal issue within the coaching staff. But that's not the purpose of what this conversation is about. Jaron's done phenomenal in this offense. He's looked poised as a pocket passer. He's come up clutch in big moments. The last game of the season was he saved his best for last. 77% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, 330 yards passing. Didn't get sacked once either. When he has a clean pocket, he doesn't panic and he looks dominant. I don't think he'll have to worry about having to scramble as much as he did in games like when he played Duke or when he played Boston College or when he played Louisville at times. Because Louisville, for the most part, I thought Louisville's front four was okay. Were they considered elite? No. I wouldn't consider Duke's elite either. But I do think that they're solid pass rushers across the board. I don't think you're going to get that with Hawaii. Hawaii is a team that's hasn't really been known for great defenses, and that I'm not really surprised about. But you would also like to see more, how should I say this? More of a spy package for a guy like Jaron because, guys, he can be deceptive on the run. He really can. That's a part of his game that I want to see be elevated more as we progress through his career. Both defenses are bad, man. I mean, I already talked about Hawaii's briefly. Last in rushing offense, or I shouldn't say that. Defense as a whole, Hawaii's been through the air, only allowing 218 yards through the air. That's best for 62nd in all of college football. So I don't know if that's going to play a factor into this game. I don't think it will. I think their run stopping wise has been fine at times. I don't think these are two entirely great defenses. That's in my opinion. But two offenses that are going to sling it through the air. I'm telling you, this is going to be a very high scoring game. And in a game like this, where obviously Hawaii's going to have the home field advantage, they're 1.5 point favorites in this one. Initially, the line opened up at Cal at 1.5. Now it pretty much flipped all the way. I think it's going to look pretty good. Guys, Timmy Chang has done a really good job of kind of revitalizing this program. And I know it's been a slow process. And for a guy that's a legend out in Hawaii, one of the best passing quarterbacks in college football history. I know he has the FBS record for attempts and interceptions, but still, an all-time great at the university. You know, you come off of 3 seasons where you win a combined 13 games. You struggle to get things going off the jump. You miss out on a bowl game in 2023 when you had an opportunity to get there. You obviously have last year where you're right there in the running until you lost to UNLV. But this year was different, man. I thought that this offense really came together as a whole. That opening win against Stanford really set the tone for where Hawaii was going to go from here on out. Thought they really did a good job. You know, I know it's Stanford, and I know that they were really bad this year. And to be honest, is anyone surprised that they were bad? No. But after that first win, it just took off from there. And then once they beat CSU, and got themselves bowl bound, it was impressive. But Hawaii has done a really good job as a whole going through the air and dominating top-tier defenses. Cal is not that great of a defense, but can they get consistent enough to put it together on paper? San Diego State, that was one of the best defenses in college football this year, put up 38 points on them. And Micah Alejado, who was the story of the opening day of the college football season, puts up some decent numbers. 64% completion percentage and 3 scores. Only got sacked twice. Hasn't gotten sacked a whole lot in the second half of the season since returning. Thought he's done well. Had to sit out for a couple games due to injury. But I thought that he's done really well. I think both of their quarterbacks have done a really good job of taking control of each game and taking it day by day. Luke Weaver did a really good job filling in for the 3 games that he took over for a guy like Mike Alejado, even though Mike Alejado struggled, man. Coming back. I think if they don't turn the football over, Hawaii cruises to an easy win in this one. But if Cal is able to force turnovers in this, I think they have a legit opportunity to steal one out in Hawaii. But with that being said, with the home field advantage that Hawaii has and knowing the type of offense that Timmy Chang has been able to put together, give me the Rainbow Warriors to cap off a 9-win season. Timmy Chang, what a heck of a year it was for him and for the entirety of college football. Something that a whole lot of people didn't really expect, man. And I thought it was very impressive, to say the least, considering what that team went through over the last couple of seasons, not meeting expectations all the way, and then capping it off this year with a massive victory against Cal in the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. First bowl win for the Rainbow Warriors since 2019. First bowl appearance since 2019, and they ended off right. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who's going to win this football game? Does Cal cover the 1.5-point spread? Does Hawaii cover the 1.5-point spread? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys soon. Y'all have a great rest of the day. We'll see you then.